Yes, we're okay.
And I do believe we are live. Let's give us a little better camera action because we want our boys seen here. Already having difficulties. Oh, there he is. What's up, guys? It's your boy Bill.
Steve.
Welcome back to another episode of Another Shot, where everything is open forum when we go live like this. We are still in the process of doing a small setup, but seeing as how we told everybody we were going to be 7, we're running behind. I do believe, I think there's a little, we have a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever really, have we really ever done a Monday?
This is our first Monday, if I'm not mistaken. I do believe we've yet to do a Monday. So I am interested in seeing. Of course, I will say, got to give a quick shout out to my our boys over there at the Nonsense Go Nonsense, who, as we speak, is having their Men Caring for Men's Mental Health night. So when we're, when you get a free chance, go ahead and check that out. I'm sure you will enjoy. Glick's a good guy. He'll make sure he's helped push, and he's helped push our product. So we make sure to kind of help the people that collab with us. Boy, we're off to a choppy start already. This is fun.
Yeah.
We are off. Quick shout out to our one and only sponsor right now, one Mr. Steve's Diesel Shop. If you got any questions about diesels, if you're wondering about diesels, if you want to buy a diesel, if you're wondering why diesel, over gasoline, any diesel question, make sure if you're in the Mercer or surrounding counties, check out Steve's Diesel Shop at 724-269-0477. And we're back.
We're back.
Hell of a weekend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's getting back into the groove now. Monday after a hell of a fucking weekend.
Dude, it was nonstop for me, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice little trip out to our Oil Boom Saloon out there and had a good time with those guys. Had a few familiar faces show up, haven't seen in a minute. We got a comment already. Whoa, that was quick. There she is.
All right.
There's Kay. Kay, feel free to join us. The more people on here, the better the conversation gets.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess, I have to do this real quick. My bad. I always seem to forget to do this part. If you are joining us, our conversations on here are open forum. If you got something that is on your mind you want to talk about, feel free to come on and join. The link is in here. Now, bear in mind, we will, we're a little picky and choosy, so
don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick. Trust me, we'll fastest way to get you banned.
So I finally got to reflect on yeah, let's do this.
Oh, we gotta have first shot. Yeah. Oh, we're already up there too. Cool.
Yeah, we gotta do this shot first so I can go on my little rant. Sports related.
Cool.
Sports related.
Cool. Hey, run it, dude.
The proper number 12.
As always. Cheers. Thanks for the run, homie.
So I got to check out the women's basketball team today. They played their first Olympic match.
Ooh, I watched this too, and I know where you're going.
I had a bet on the game. That came through. It was Alyssa Thomas to have over 5.5 rebounds. She got 6 with 3 minutes left to go in the game. Cashed. But she almost didn't get 6 rebounds because she was always sharing the court with,
here it comes,
Brittany fucking Griner.
Did you pay attention to any of the commentary about Miss Brittany Griner when they did you happen to hear the fun one?
I was watching it through the app. I wasn't watching it live.
Okay, so at one point they were talking about how you know, they're happy to have her back on the, you know, the U.S. team. And, you know, she said that things have been different after she was unrightfully detained in Russia. So that one kind of struck a nerve immediately. I'm sorry. If you go to bottom line is, if you go to another country and you break their rules, then yes, you deserve you deserve what you get. You know, you're under their laws.
Yeah, and it just pissed me off because I liked her when she was at Baylor. I liked her when she started in the NBA and WNBA, and that she pulled that shit, man. I just can't stand her, and I really don't think she should be playing for our country if she has to not stand up for the anthem.
And it's not just follow their rules, you know, you got to obey the laws. I mean, it's just honestly,
did she stand for the anthem today?
I do not know. I came up after it was already turned on TV, so I didn't. You know, if you're representing the U.S. in the Olympics, you're a U.S. ambassador at that point, and if you kneel during our anthem, I'm telling you right now, if I was the IOC, she'd be banned from all Olympic competition from here on out. I think anybody that does that to any country, their own country especially, you know, then yeah.
I mean, and you can't pull that shit during the Olympics. Like, you're there representing country. Like, that's the fucking point of it, you know?
But like I said, I didn't see it. I don't know. I kind of figured that's what you meant, Kay. Sorry. I mean, I wasn't trying to, you know, I was emphasizing, or yeah, emphasize.
Emphasize?
Yeah.
Yeah. But she was grabbing all the fucking rebounds, and I had Alyssa Thomas out there, and I'm like, oh my God. And Alyssa Thomas, she's a beast on the boards. She plays for the Connecticut Sun. Yeah, man. And Brittany Griner was just stealing the rebounds from her, and I saw my bet slowly dying, but we got there. Alyssa Thomas, 6 boards. Great.
And look at it this way: if you know she wasn't there, then you'd have won that bet fair and square. I'm gonna follow up on your rant from I can't remember how many shows ago, but I mean that really, yeah, she shouldn't have been there. You should have won that bet all day. That should have been all.
Yeah, she came off she's on the bench. She comes off the bench. USA looked good though. If they whooped Japan by, I think it was about 28, maybe even 30 points. Spread was at 20.
Was it Japan? I thought it was China.
Japan.
Okay.
It was about, the spread was like 23.5 points. Japan's tallest girl was 6'1". Japan's best scorer is 5'4".
Oh my God, dude! You should have seen the threes that woman was popping.
She was,
dude, and you know what? She was doing it over Miss Griner. So
shoot the lights out, man.
Dude, she was. It was insane. And the way she would shoot, she'd literally pop it. Like she kind of reminded me of what a first timer taking a shot would shoot. The difference is she was putting them in there, like, and it wasn't just hitting the rim. Like they were talking up, in, done.
Yeah. I mean, Japan kept it close there in the beginning. I was like, oh, what's going on here? And then U.S. pulled away. U.S. men play tomorrow, 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I forget who they're playing. They just beat Serbia. They're playing somebody else, and they should win. So we'll have bets on that one.
You know what's really fun about that? Another thing, since we brought up the Olympics, I remember them talking about during the opening ceremony, which, because of the 6-hour difference between us and is it 6 hours if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, 6 hours. I think they said it's either 6 or 7 hours, but the opening ceremony started at 1 Friday. And one of the things they brought up was, the star power that's on the men's basketball team right now. But I think he said it best where, I mean, there's no longer such a thing as a dream team, because since the original Barcelona 1992 dream team, the gap worldwide in basketball has closed so much. And I mean, I can honestly say we are not the we're not the dominance anymore when it comes to basketball. That's
Now I'm looking at the other teams. I'm looking at Australia, Spain. Like a lot of your best NBA players now, they're not coming from colleges. They're not coming from Duke. 2 years in a row, the number one draft pick has come from France. Wembanyama, whatever his nuts were from this year. You know, they're Luka Doncic, Jokic, MVP, not from America.
What do we got? We got I think Germany's one of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Germany's pretty good. They got a couple guys.
I think honestly that it's going to be off the charts. I mean, even if you're not a sports fan, I recommend you get on it, at least for the Olympics. You know, I like the Olympics because you are getting to see literally the best of the best the world has to offer.
I like it because the NBA All-Star game sucks. You know, like, they don't play defense. So now this is kind of like an international All-Star game. You know, like this is what I want to see, you know, mid NBA season. You know, I don't want to see, you know, them letting each other shoot threes all game. Like I want to see them battle it out. And we get this every 4 years now. So I'm gonna eat it up. I'm gonna bet on it.
What's your opinion of this? It's gone up for vote, I guess, a few times now. MMA in the Olympics, mixed martial arts in the Olympics. Do you agree with having something like that? Or do you disagree?
I agree, but it would be hard to qualify all these competitors and teams. They have to qualify to be in the Olympics. Like, how do you go about that with MMA? Like the same as boxing?
Honestly, if it was the Olympics, you know, what I was seeing is how it would be the Olympics. Dude, we're gonna have. I mean, you got to think. There's so many promotions worldwide. I don't think it would be that hard to put a team together to represent your country.
An MMA team.
An MMA team. You would have one competitor with an alternate. So I guess you'd say 2 competitors per weight class. I think, you know, I don't know. I would go by MMA rules, obviously, when it comes to weight classes, you know, go by their weights. I mean, think about it. There was K1 for a long time. Obviously, you have the UFC. There's, I think, Dream's still a thing. One Championship is monsters. And then, I mean, all across Europe, there's all sorts of different promotions. So I like I said, I honestly don't. And you got to think, even just look at the UFC. It's so diverse when it comes to countries.
Right.
You know, Izzy, you know, Israel Adesanya would be, you know, I'm sure he wouldn't represent the US. He'd go over to New Zealand again.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you think these guys would actually go out there and fight for glory, or you think the UFC, they're just fighting for money? I think at first, maybe just to get the first one, you know, to be the first Olympic champion. That's a thing. But to train 4 years in advance for UFC, do these guys got that kind of range to train 4 years for it? Like all the other sports, we're still going to have, you know, NBA rolling through, gymnastics rolling through. You know, they train to be Olympians. Bobsledders, you know, shit like that. MMA, that's a 4-year training that, you know, you don't get fucked up before then.
Speaking of the Nonsensical Network, what's up, Glick? Dude, thanks for popping in. When we take our break, maybe we'll swing over on your side and say hey and check things out real quick, dude. We made sure to do a shout out to our boy there earlier. Like I said, when you get the opportunity, check out the Nonsensical Nonsense. I'm sorry, the Nonsensical Network. Tonight is their Men Caring for Men Mental Health.
Yeah, that's a good show, man.
You know, it is, you know, there's a lot of good topics, and I'll tell you what, I think these guys are really good about making you feel better about yourself afterwards. So shout out to those guys real quick.
Yep, you just missed my little tangent, my little rant on Brittany Griner.
We're up to MMA and the Olympics. I think there's a lot of things out that would go into that as well. Like, do you do MMA gloves, or do you pad the knuckles a little bit more? And if that be the case, is that gonna, interfere with the grapplers? And I think there's a lot that people don't realize would go into it.
I mean, MMA has a lot to do with judging, though. And I think like sports can be conflicted sometimes with rigging or judges siding one way or another. And I don't know if we would have Olympic decisions up to the human choice. So I think that'd be hard to say, if it was fair or not, especially when you're deciding a worldwide medal.
Or do you do it? Here's the other thing. Speaking of medals, would you have individual medals, or would you do it as a team?
I think a team would be more fair, and that would probably take away any thought on match fixing or favoritism.
So you'd have it,
let's say as a team.
When the lightweight wins, that goes more towards the team, not just the individual.
Right.
I like it.
Right. Kind of like what they do for wrestling, I think.
But I would think, especially since it's the Olympics, I would say they're probably going to have headgear and shin guard, because they're going to do everything they can to try to avoid the injury. I mean, look at the boxing. I mean, they do shirt. They still do the muscle shirts in boxing. I think they do, don't they?
I haven't seen a match yet.
I haven't watched in a while, but I know for a fact they do headgear, and if I'm not mistaken, I think they do a different weight gloves as well. So I would say the IOC would definitely put their spin on it, but it's not a bad topic, honestly. I mean, the Olympics have been, and I'll tell you right now, the swimming, Australia all day has been pretty well dominating that little, Katie Ledecky the other day, I think she had to come from behind and barely made bronze medal. She definitely was not the number one swimmer in that pool.
Oh no, this is dog shit. I'm looking at the Olympic, the medal race,
right?
United States is in 6th place, but we have the most medals with 20. The second closest in overall medals is France with 16. They're in second because we have 3 gold, 8 silver, 9 bronze, 20 medals. We got the most medals, but they're not of the gold standard. Puts Japan in first. They only have 12 medals and they're in first because they got 6 golds.
It's the gold standard.
Well,
so, I mean,
I'll give you 2 USA golds in basketball. That's for sure. I'll give you those 2.
Oh,
We'll catch them.
I'm kind of liking the I don't know. I watched it a little bit last night. Obviously, I've been recording it because this weekend is just insane for me. I was watching a little bit of the gymnastics, and Simone Biles, I got to give her credit. I do like a comeback story. I don't like the fact that, I don't like the story to begin with, but in the end, you got to do what you got to do. And since she's come back, she looked good, but I think the other girls have all looked shaky. So I don't know. The Olympics as a whole for me so far has been bizarre. From the competitors, their entrance on Friday to the really bizarre style cauldron, the torch lighting.
Didn't that shit float up into space?
They did, yeah. It wasn't into space, but it was a hot air balloon. It did not look anything like any of the other
symbolic cauldrons of the past.
Yeah, it's just been
the one on top of the stadium, and light it, and it's just badass, man. It just says Olympics.
This one was just bizarre to me. It didn't look.
They said
it sure as hell didn't look like a cauldron.
They said they spent billions on this thing. On the opening ceremonies, said all the fountains in Paris were like all sorts of colored water, and
it's been weird too because what was I watching on the first Saturday? They were already. It was swimming. They were already doing the medal rounds, or no, it was rugby. I'm sorry, it was rugby, and they said it's the first time in Olympics that they had already started competition before the actual opening.
Yeah, they were doing like events. I was listening to my sports channel, and they were like, competitions were already ongoing, like during opening ceremonies.
Do you think maybe it's because they're 7 hours ahead? I'd have to go back and really look. You know, like I said, 92 was in Barcelona, 96 was in Atlanta. We all know how that one went. I'm trying to remember where the next one was.
Yeah, but for fuck's sake, it was like the whole USA walked around the track together. You know, the whole things, and the next day they started shit.
The 1 year was in China. I don't know. It's just.
I also heard that Paris pledged to make this the greenest Olympics of all time. So a lot of these Olympic players, they don't have air conditioning in Paris because they don't want. They're trying to cut back on I don't know. Air conditioning emissions.
Lucky for them, it's rained most of the time. You noticed that?
Didn't it rain during like the whole
the opening ceremonies? Oh yeah,
Ford was out there. Gaga was out there. They said Celine still killed it.
Oh, she sounded great.
Fucking
she sounded Celine. Amazing.
Always
amazing.
She probably sounds great when she snores.
Okay, feel free to pop back in here at any point. Let me know if you want to hang out. I shot the link up there. It's so much easier, to talk face to face. I'm pretty sure our boy Alex is going to join us at some point later on tonight. I will say this though, overall, for me, the Olympics have been very underwhelming. Like there's not been a lot that has really kind of sparked my, and I love the Olympics. Every year I do my best to watch, everything I can. And I've got my streaming service. I use YouTube TV, and I got it all set up to record all the ones. But everything I've watched so far has just not been.
To me, it's still early. Like I'm like, all right, like I'll follow US, right? I give zero fucks about anybody else what they're doing. I'm like watching us climb the leaderboard. I want the Olympics to come down to you take all the medal count, and then we hit the track and field, and it all comes down to like that 4x100 relay, or like it's all on one person for that 100-meter dash, for all the glory, you know what I mean? Like that Usain Bolt, against somebody else, like just. Bring it down to the wire.
Does track and field even have an icon anymore since Usain is now I think he's retired from running?
Yeah, we got that one girl, remember that one chick. Fuck, what's her name? But she got banned from the last Olympics for smoking weed.
Oh.
Yeah, the good chick with like the massive eyelashes, like I don't know how she runs with them fuckers on. But she
not aerodynamic.
Yeah, like she's got so much wind resistance and she still flies. And she's got so much fucking hair, and she still could Jackie. I think her name's Jackie or some shit like that. Not Jackie Joyner Kersee. Maybe I'm just thinking old school. But she's there. I like her. She's my track idol right now. But we don't have like what was his name? We had like Michael something and Calvin something.
We had Carl Lewis.
Yeah.
Michael Johnson.
Yeah, and they used to race together. Like,
yeah.
It was like, all right, man, who's gonna beat the fuck out of these guys? Nobody, and it was good, man. And then you had a couple Jamaican fellas, man, that can always fly.
I'll tell you what, Usain Bolt like revolutionized.
He was my favorite.
Dude, honestly, yeah.
He was
so respectful too. Like, I mean, did you ever see the famous clip where he was in the interview and he there we go. Did you ever there she is. you ever watch the clip where he? Hey.
No, I wasn't talking to you, buddy. Sorry, my dog thought I was talking to him.
It's the famous clip where Usain Bolt was being interviewed, and then he stopped the interview for a national anthem because somebody was being awarded a medal.
That's right.
And he would not talk during theirs, and he stood. Dude, I mean, that's an ambassador right there.
Yeah, and it wasn't his anthem.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't his anthem, and he would not complete his interview until that anthem was over. Yeah, he's tits, man. He's top notch.
Let's get this off here before I click that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How was your weekend?
Long. No, it's good. It's crazy.
Leave it to those stupid DJs to make this. If in case people hadn't realized, Saturday night I had over 14 people crammed into a 15 by 18 garage and had just
karaoke. We had karaoke
going on.
Kind
there was
of
line dancing. There was good times. Good times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set this up ahead of time.
Yeah, we did it. We definitely did one. I had one on that night.
Oh yeah, capped it off with an amazing wrestling match.
Yeah.
Right.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure you've been following us about our Olympic talk. Have you been paying attention to it? Are you a sports fan at all? I know you're a Steelers fan.
No, I am a sport. I do. I like watching sports, but don't ask me like crazy questions because I don't know. I really don't. I like learning. Believe me, I do. It's just, but I'm not knowledgeable with stuff.
I got some good news about the Steelers today. They have already been eliminated from playoff contention.
Excuse me?
What? What? I don't think so. Right.
Okay.
I looked at their schedule and they're eliminated. They're eliminated.
How are they eliminated?
I looked at their schedule. Yeah, they're done.
Everybody knows that they've got
no.
The second
I
half
knew
of the
they
season,
right.
They've got the hardest schedule in NFL.
Yeah. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to watch them. I'm excited to watch the Steelers. I hope they prove me wrong. I do because I like long postseasons for my friends too. And
ball games and barbecues.
Yeah.
Dude, looking forward to it this year. All we just need is we need more acquaintances here in Grove City to really make it pop. What do you think?
I think we're probably about 43, 42 games away. And I've been listening to a couple stations, and some teams are playing absolutely no starters in preseason. Now that we're down to the 3-game preseason schedule, you don't see a single starter on that field. The coach has already pledged this from the San Diego Chargers. One,
okay.
So I mean, preseason's gonna suck. Like, all right, let's just cut it down to 2 fucking games now. And
I'm gonna have to say I disagree on that. What I like about preseason the most is you're taking basically they're glorified college games. You're taking college players; these are our draft picks, and you're putting them in an NFL setting. So the rules are different, the plays are different. It really kind of gives you an idea of what to look forward to when it comes to the rookies that we get. Now, my question to you is, since you think it's going to be boring, and they're saying that all these guys are pledging that not to put the starters in, like when it comes to the Steelers, we don't even know who our quarterback's going to be yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's the preseason is a good way for teams, give guys, a piss and match for that last spot. I mean, that's good for them, but me as a spectator, I don't know. I maybe I'm just too antsy to get to the regular season.
It'll be here before you know it.
Oh, it's creeping up on us. We're almost through August already.
College starters. Actually, this Thursday, I think, is the Hall of Fame game. This Thursday.
Is it?
I think so, yeah, already. This Thursday. Canton.
We need our fact checker. Find out when the Hall of Fame game is, girl.
I don't think I can get out of this and try to do that. I don't know how to do that without.
I got it.
Oh, never mind. We got it. We got our.
Yeah. He's taking over for me.
Especially for us. Like, I mean, if you get a new quarterback, it doesn't matter what team.
Bears Texans Thursday.
Bert. Ooh, boy, Thursday night.
That's the reason I drink some beers.
It's my house, yours. Take your pick. Oh wait, are you solid again on your internet?
Not yet, no.
We're gonna
no, my house is getting older and older by the day. More shit's falling apart than staying together.
So then
When's everybody coming to my house to watch a game? God damn it.
Hell of a class.
That's
Hey.
that's easy for a non-beer drinker to say.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Be careful for what you wish for. You see, you see what happens up this way.
I mean, I literally only invited like a couple people. And a
Oh
couple
no, I
turned
didn't
in-
mean inviting a million people. I just meant
Neither did I.
right. I'm not announcing it in a bar.
I mean, I didn't even announce it at the bar. I literally told like 2 or 3 people, and one of those 3 decided, you know what, he's trying to get a rager going. And before you knew it, I had people coming. There was people that didn't even show up that night that said they wanted to come out, which I found out that said person thought about it after the fact and decided to send them in a different direction. So there could have easily been, I mean, we had 14. It was the final count, and that was including me. I'd say we could have had 20 plus easy, which just goes to show I need to get that second floor in here built. Because honestly, all in all, that was fun. As always, there's always going to be that one person. No call outs, no shout outs, but there's always going to be that one person that kind of kills the vibe. And I mean, when you got a bunch of people together in a small area,
The old buzzkill.
drinks are flowing. I mean, that's bound to happen. Are we doing this early? I mean, I poured it, I know, but
I know you were touching it, so I touched mine. Fuck.
well, okay. That's
No, don't start already. Jesus, man, guys. Simmer
we
down.
were talking about shots.
Stay with me here.
In case for all those that like to, this is your first time watching, we do shots. Normally we'll do them like one in the beginning, one in the middle, one in the end, but we only do about
Mhm.
a half.
Yeah.
We'll only fill it up just like a little bit just to get the sample in.
Yeah, especially on a weekday. Yeah.
Yeah, man, the train wreck was fun. It was funny, but the after effect.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude, we're not getting any younger. I'm noticing that. I gotta give myself credit though. I'm usually one of the ones that gets pretty tanked up, and I mean I wanted to drink, but I think I was more all about the socializing than I was actually drinking. I say that after I shotgun a alcoholic tea that he wanted to make sure he emphasized that there was electrolytes in it, and then got it pissed off because I beat him in a shotgun.
Was that me? Jesus.
Nope, that was our other boy.
I don't think I shotgun any beer that night.
You did
What
not.
was your take on that night, girl?
I thought it was
You
really
joined
fun.
it?
Yeah, no, it was really fun.
I'd say honestly, one of the reasons I wanted to do that, the vibes that night, because everybody there was there when I was DJing last night or that night, and the vibe, everything was cool. Everybody was, I mean, they literally did not want any of it to end. Like they were still trying
No,
to dance.
everybody was really nice. Yeah. No, it was nice. Everybody was welcoming because I didn't know really anybody. I only know a few of you. So for me, as an outsider, I felt very comfortable. Everybody was super nice.
Well, what was neat about that was I don't hang out. Even you haven't hung out with any of them.
Been a minute. Yeah.
Outside of there. So my only association with them was when I DJ in that particular establishment. And
It was nice talking to him as non-bar go.
Oh, yeah,
Like, just
that was-
hanging out, man. hanging
And
out was
I
cool.
mean, there was a worry that they were going to show up, and obviously I got a fully stocked bar. We had all that beer. You in your 30 pack was awesome, but to everybody's, to my surprise and everybody that was there, most of them BYOB'd. Most of them went back to their house and got something and just brought it back to my place.
I think whenever I go over to someone's house, I usually try to BYOB if I know we're going to be drinking. You know what I mean? Unless they're like, don't bring it. And then I got a keg. If you say you got a keg, maybe I'll bring a bottle of liquor.
I'm always going to bring my wine. I don't care. That's it.
They do it, at least like just kind of, I don't know, stock their shit up or something like that.
Well, I hope it didn't need to be refrigerated because I found it the next day still sitting on the liquor cabinet.
What, the wine?
Don't worry. Yeah.
No, it don't matter. I'm not going to drink
worry.
it.
Mrs. made sure to put it in the fridge. I'll say this much, though. You guys missed out on a hell of a good show last night at the Legion. That whole thing that was set up over a year ago. At this point, they just reopened their bar. That was the grand opening.
Which Legion was this?
Wow.
Right here by the outlets.
They've been closed that long? Or it didn't have an open bar or some shit?
They had the smaller one, but dude, I'm telling you right now, that new area,
yeah,
they did it back in what used to be their banquet area. Oh my God. I'm definitely putting an application in. First off, everybody there was really cool. Now, when I show up, I didn't know that I was going to be following a band. So as a DJ, you're kind of, now you're behind the 8 ball on that one. And I'll tell you what, it was super cool. Everybody was real, I had them, they were dancing. Dude, it got to the point playing. I did the twist. I did, rocking around the clock. I mean, just like
don't say it.
50s and 60s, all sorts of stuff. But
that's my kind of party, man.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, there was that bar. If for whatever reason, let's say the TV went out here, or if there was a good Thursday night game, or something, dude, the bar's huge. It's a giant circle, and they've got TVs the whole way around it now. 2 pool tables. Shout out to Legion 584, man. You guys know how to put on a show, and damn it, man, I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to going back. Honestly.
About time we become Legion members again.
Definitely. Legion, VFW, dude. I'm all about those guys. I
used to go to the one here in town when it was in walking distance. Then they moved out there a while, so I haven't gone because
it's the Eagles. No, what's the one here in town?
The Eagles
is the Eagles?
Yeah.
What do you think of that one?
I've never been there. It's the only bar in the local area I've never been to. It is $110 or something like that for a membership.
Yeah, never mind.
And that gets you dollar canned beers all year long as a member. And I don't know what the other perks are.
I've been into the establishment one time. I've heard about it. Had no idea where it was at until a friend of mine started bartending there. And when I went in, remember when I was doing all the t-shirts, I was designing, I was trying to get my own little barware thing going, that other little side venture that really didn't go far.
Yeah.
She had purchased a t-shirt. And when I went in there, the first person I ran into literally was, our boy Don. Bevan was in there and that whole crew. Honestly, the only appeal for me on that particular one was the convenience of it's not even a mile.
Shit, man.
We could go there but I mean, if it's that much for a membership, and that gets you $1 beers all year long.
Canned beers.
$1 canned beers?
Yeah.
To me, there's still not a perk there because not only am I paying that much money, how much more money? So basically, in essence,
the Legion, I stopped paying for a while. I haven't gone in a while. But my membership was like $25 or $35 a year. and you get like $1.25 bottles or dollar drafts, and you got the pull tabs, and they put all their money, you know, they kind of pull all that shit and they put it to some, you know, greater good. I don't know if the Eagles do or not, but because I don't
And the
go
VFW
there.
is the same way.
Yeah, and you know the money goes to something at the end of the day, and
So-
I just like going and hanging out with some vets, man. That's what I
So
do.
so was it a month? In case you know people were wondering about like you know the VFW, you know all these different memberships and stuff. Is it 30 a month or 30 a year?
a year.
Now you being former military, you know, was it still the same price as for everybody else?
That I don't know because that wasn't everybody else.
Because I was told by some people that it's going to be about $30. But they said since I do have family, we've already had the conversation about me and the Marines and why I never went and
Right.
blah blah blah. But I still have family that are veterans themselves that served, and you know, I actually still have family that still serve today. And you know, they said that could be a way to get in. That's why I was wondering. I mean, is a veteran so even as you know a veteran, it wasn't free for you. What about the VFW? Because I mean, that's the Veterans of Foreign War.
Still not free. I still pay my $25-$35.
Okay.
Just your dues, you know, just like a yearly dues. You get the same perks. But you know, I like because every day like they got that book you sign.
Right.
So if you pop in there and you sign a book, every day they have a drawing. Whether you're there or not, like you'll win. I don't know, like I don't know. That shit gets up to like a couple hundo, you know, just for going in one time, just signing the book. I mean, it's fun. You know, they got the pool tabs and stuff like that. You got a little legalized gambling in these places, which makes it fun. It's just a good time, man. And you know, there's zero bullshit in a VFW or a Legion.
Well, I mean, outside. Okay, when you say bullshit, elaborate.
You're not gonna have two people over there starting to fight or fist fights because I think when most people go into one of these places, there's a certain level of respect that's already outlined in the sign on the street. That like, all right, you know, I'll go to another place if I'm an asshole. You know, I don't go into a Legion or a VFW if I'm an asshole. You just
Do you
don't
have
do it.
to
It's
be
like,
voted in? Do you still have to be like
Yeah.
voted in?
Both of them, both places, you have to be voted in.
yeah, they have a
Mhm.
president. Same thing with the Eagles. Like you have to have so many sponsors. I'd say yes. So many people sign something like. Personally,
okay.
like, I'm not gonna go to a place if I need fucking votes.
I would, and to go back to what you were saying, you're gonna hate me for this.
Try me.
Literally, last night, and you've seen me before. You know, when I'm DJing, you know, I've been known to drop the mic on people if they're being assholes.
Mic drop.
Yeah, last night there was two guys almost getting into it right there, and people had to kept getting in the middle of them. Now, did they squash it? It appeared so, but yeah, you would say that literally less than 24 hours after. So
No, you're on fucking fire right now. Last weekend,
what was last weekend?
there was a little.
Oh, you're talking about last
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, so yeah, you had one last weekend. Then
I
you had
didn't.
one.
No, I didn't have the mic drop last night. They were able to, you know, they squashed it, and I couldn't tell who the aggressor. The only problem is, like, I had wife and kids sitting behind the table, and these guys are literally no more than like 20, 30 feet from me.
Oh yeah, you got to tell them to slow the fuck down.
Yeah, it's time to like kind of hey, you know.
Shut the fuck.
But
up.
the cool part was, and Sarah knew I was getting ready to. Like she could just see it. But I sat back because they would argue. A few people would go over, they disperse, but then they'd go back after each other, argue some more, and then disperse. I don't know. It was the only reason I brought it up is because I thought it was hilarious. You said that, and it was like literally, I'm like, really? That goes to show. I mean, that's what I mean. Alcohol, dude, especially when you're at a party like that. You know, they're celebrating their new bar area. But that's the effects of alcohol sometimes. And I say that, and we have a bar themed podcast.
This is true.
Hmm.
But then again, I think every one of us has, our tagline is always going to be, and people love it. I found out, like, they get the biggest kick out of our tagline. I got to make sure I need to figure out how I'm able to look at you and still talk.
I'm good if you don't look at me. It's fine.
Don't. I'll zoom in.
I'm still here.
I will fuck with you.
I'm still here, Bill.
Our tagline is everything we say is opinion, but then again, that could be the alcohol talking. And I think every one of us has had those nights where the alcohol has done a lot more talking than we actually meant it to.
Oh, I had a shit ton of those nights. Fucking shit ton.
I can say Quillins.
Yeah, you had a shit ton that night.
That night.
No, I think, and there's been times in my life where I use all right, there's been beer muscles, there's been using alcohol to give me courage to say things, or like meet someone. Like, you know how many times I went on a first date and I had to have a 6-pack before I could go? Yeah, bad idea. All right, don't show up to a first date tuned up. All right. Like, a horrible fucking idea. or like with beer muscles. That's a good one because we give less. I think we give less fucks the more we drink.
We call it beer muscle, but we've got somebody on here right now that is not a beer drink. Have you ever been a beer drinker, Robin?
No.
Nope.
You're straight up lying.
It tastes like soapy water to me. No, gross. I've had all different kinds.
You got somebody that's not out here right now that will agree with you 100%. I'll give her credit. She's tried many times.
It tastes like
So have I.
soapy. What?
Soapy water. Soapy water.
Okay, got it that time. Check.
She definitely needs to either go to the Wine and Beer Fest in Pittsburgh with us sometime, or once we get those 100 followers on Facebook and 50 subscribers on YouTube, go live with us from a bar trying the different drinks.
Oh,
oops, was that a plug?
That was a plug.
I thought that was pretty good. You like how I did that? I don't know. Here's the fun part for me. You brought up the beer muscles, and we say the alcohol talking. I think every one of us is, we've all got the friends, and you and I have been known to do this every now and then too. Like, I was drunk last night. I think a lot of people though take advantage of that saying and use that as an excuse just to be an asshole. They can turn around the next day, and that's how they justify doing the shit that they did the night before or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then just but once or twice is one thing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But when you use it all the time,
right?
What Steve? What do you think of?
I think sometimes alcohol, maybe it doesn't make you do something you don't want to do. I think maybe it opens up some of our inner asshole.
Well, it definitely opens. It opens you up. It really does. Like, I mean, the saying goes that if you really want to get to know somebody, get them drunk.
Yeah, and
I don't know about that.
A drunk, a sober mind. What's that saying? A drunk mind speaks sober thoughts.
I think I've heard something along those lines, but
I'm not. How that fucker goes?
No,
I'm not 100%.
How,
but here's
is that true if you don't remember the next day? How is that true? Because then they're not your real thoughts. Because if they were really how you felt, you would feel the same way when you were sober. Sorry, I disagree with that.
Okay,
but
so
maybe you didn't have the balls to say it.
But here's the other thing. I also disagree with people that say they blacked out. They don't remember a fucking thing. I always have, because I've been blackout, falling on myself. You've seen me, like to the point where literally people have to carry me to wherever. Yeah. And I mean, that's not a bragging thing. That's just,
Right.
But fact of the matter is, I've been so now. Can I say patchy? Yes, but it always come back to me later on. Do you think maybe subconsciously people just don't want to remember what they did? And to go back to you, I got a 2-pointer here on that one, Miss Robin. You just seen it the other night. The buzzkill that night. The person I've seen many, many times. Good friend of mine.
Such a nice dude.
He really is an awesome dude. But that particular night,
Well, let's not throw anyone under the bus right now. I don't think we
And
should talk
nobody
about
is.
this right now, actually.
and nobody is.
Yeah.
But the
Mhm.
point is,
I know what you're saying, though.
that yeah, alcohol, I kind of agree with if you truly want to know the real person, because I think once you start consuming alcohol, everybody, your inhibitions drop, your mindset drops. You start, I think it enhances your emotions.
Your current emotions. All right.
Okay,
but
now can I say something?
Yes,
please?
Okay. I think that's true up until a point. When you cross the point of now you're so drunk that there's things that people do that they would never normally do, and that's not really that person. So I really think, no, there's a line that you cross, and once you cross that line of, what is it, inebriation is the word, that's when I don't
You're
think
all the
that I don't think that that's that person anymore. I don't.
I say
Then
fucked
it's
up, right?
purely the alcohol. I can't believe that that's that person.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not after
And that's
you
why we
get
have
to
these
that
conversations.
point. Right.
You said wait a minute. Did you just say you've never been to that point?
No. I said, I'm saying up until that. No, what I just said was like when you cross that line, I don't think it's that person anymore. I think it's more the alcohol.
So when they're too far, like they're like
Yes.
sitting there like pissing themselves or something like that. That person has lost full
No, not
consciousness.
even. No, not even that bad.
So
But
you-
I'm just.
This is. I guess I feel like this. I feel like once you feel good enough and you're buzzed or drunk or whatever, I don't think you need to keep going, because then you do get to that sloppy point where it's not you anymore. And that's not fair to other people who are not like that, because it's just, I don't know, it's not the same person anymore. And then it sucks for everybody. And that's when you do end up with crazy shit happening.
I mean, I agree, but I think personally that you, like he said, there's gotta have to be like there's a trigger point, and there are people out there that they use the alcohol to kind of as a release.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think
Right,
if you're
but get to
already
that point. But why do you have to get to the point of not even being you anymore, is what I mean.
All right, I've been there and I've been to that point. But when I go in there and I start a good night of drinking or something like that, or a tailgate or something like that, that's never and has never been my attention. I've never been like, that's it, I'm getting fucking blackout tonight, motherfucker. Like, I don't do that. Like I go with the flow and I have a good time. And like the better time you have, and you know what, the more you drink, honestly, the shit starts tasting like fucking water after a while.
Oh yeah, easy.
Like you don't even know. Like they just go down. I mean, at that point, you're just fucking.
But then switch to
dumping
something
fucking beer
else,
down.
or like drink
Yeah,
slower, or chill out, or go eat something or something. You know what I mean? Like bring yourself back a little bit.
And that would be the logical thing to do. However, most bars stop serving food at 11, and so for the last 3 hours, you know what you have behind the bar? Nothing but the sauce. And that's what we do. We have a good time, and that now, we feel more confident because we had more drinks. We give less fucks. We start dancing more, and it's like, oh man, you're drinking the beers quicker now that you've had more. Like they go down faster. Your first or second beer, it's going to take a minute.
Beer is different than liquor. Beer is different than liquor, though. That's different.
Absolutely. I can drink beer.
That's what I'm saying.
night.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
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 That's what she's
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Get him, girl. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's right.
No, I mean,
Don't make me bring my spicy Italian out.
Boy, she's on it tonight. She's on fire.
She feels some sort
Sorry.
of way.
I think we got one here.
I was out in the sun for a long time. I'm fiery.
I know.
Oh, we got one.
No, but this, I mean, perfect. This works out. I mean, I don't know. Beer, the reason it's easier to drink beer, yeah, you're right. It is different. You know, one shot is equal to like 3 beers, basically.
Right. Yeah.
I think that, I can't, I'm not going to give, you know, we're not going to go to those analytics. But the thing of it is,
Yeah.
you know, that's first off, I'm a beer drinker. This gentleman's a beer drinker. We both like the taste of beer.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing.
I mean, what's the difference between doing 3 shots and stopping or drinking like 12 beer? I mean, you're going to get to the same place. It's just if you do it with beer, it's going to be a lot faster. And I think all he was trying to say was like, you know, as you start really getting into the vibe, correct me if I'm wrong, as you start getting into the vibe, it just, you know, it starts going faster and faster and faster and faster.
And you're not counting anymore. Or what you're counting is having a good time. It's like, oh man, my beer's out. Grab me another one. Yeah, man. You know, I don't know how many he's had. I don't give a fuck. You want a beer? I'll get you a beer.
Right.
You know, but
every other night is not no. Like
no, when
you're
when
not 21 or 20. If you're not in your 20s and you're doing that all the time, that's a little ridiculous.
Well, in all honesty, like it doesn't matter if you're in your 20s, 50s, 60s, 30s, you know, it doesn't matter the age. If you start doing it every night, then
that's no bueno.
Yeah, that it's time to say you probably got a bit of a problem.
Right.
And I
There's
think
no
people
probably.
use, you know, I think alcohol enhances people's emotions, but I think they also try to suppress their emotions through alcohol and hide behind it. Because most of the time, people are, you know, they go out to drink to have a good time. And if you're, you know, once you start, you know, you all like the times I would go out by myself, you know, I always, and I'm a social person, so it doesn't take me long to sit down at the bar and just start bullshitting with somebody. An example of that would be there was, back when I lived in Tennessee, there was a house that I lived in. There was a bar called the 19th Hole that wasn't even a full block away. So it was easy for me to go out the front door, literally walk 60 seconds away, and I'm in a bar. So I go to this place one night, just, you know, I'm going to have a couple drinks and enjoy. And before you knew it, this dude walks in. I happen to be sitting there. And when he gave his ID, I noticed he was from California. He was a truck driver. I'm like, oh, I've been to California. What part? And we just started bullshitting. And before you knew it, you know, 1 beer turned into 2, 2 turned into 4. And after so many, I started trying to keep up with him to whereas he was literally buying pitchers for himself and just tipping the pitcher back. So I thought, well, that's not a bad idea, honestly. You know, and then before you knew it, you know, of course, we became best friends,
pitcher buddies.
And he's like, I'll tell you what, let's go to another bar. This place is dead. He goes, I'll tell you what, you drive, I'll buy. Well, first off, there was the key word, drive. I hadn't planned on doing that at all. But we bounced from place to place. And, you know, wasn't that I was depressed or anything. I wanted to get out and about. I felt like I just needed a release. So I went, like I said, to a local bar, was able to find somebody. And, you know, the alcohol for me was a positive thing. Now, granted, didn't realize I was going to be as sick as I was for like the next 3-4 days. It turned out I was coming down with the flu and didn't even realize it.
So what's the difference? All right, because I hear lots of people tell me, and I think I've been here before, but I can't really because I haven't done it enough. What's the difference in being like regular drunk on beers and liquor, and then being wine drunk. Everybody's like, well, wine
Okay.
drunk is a happy drunk. Is that true? Because we're both drinking
Yes.
alcohol.
It's not well, okay, but okay. So a bottle of wine, at least the ones I have, are like 12 point something percent. That's a whole bottle though. So there's 3 glasses of wine in a bottle, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So, and usually girls share their wine, so they're not drinking maybe between them they have a couple. But yes, it doesn't last as long, that feeling, because it's not a high alcohol content and there's a lot of sugar in it too. Fruit, whatever. But
which does make it absorb faster.
But don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like having beers every day is bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying getting fucking drunk. Getting drunk, annihilated, and shit. Sorry,
we're not interviewing now, so we can actually, feel free. Say what's on your mind. Go ahead.
Perform, chick.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think that that's bad because I could drink wine every day if I could afford it. I would be drinking at least a glass a day, but I can't. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just feel like when you're getting super trashed all the time and then I don't know. That's just how I feel.
Thank you.
But that's the difference between the two and yeah, of course you can get completely shit-faced on wine too if you drink enough of it. But like whoever said that it's a happy feeling, I guess. And
maybe my beer is a happy feeling.
What if I told you that the beer?
No, that's what I'm saying. The beer. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about when you're drinking beers, like a bunch of them, and you're doing shots. That's a lot. If your body can't process it, I'm saying, like, if it was me, I would be throwing up. I would be passed out on the floor. No, I'd be outside for sure because I can't stand being inside if I'm drunk. But yeah,
there is going too far, but. Since you wanted to, you did bring in the
every once in a while, yeah, of course. Why can't you let loose and get drunk? Whatever, of course. We're adults. You should be able to do whatever you want.
You're 12%. What if I told you this right here is only 4.2? Or did I say?
No, I know. And that's what I keep saying. I'm not talking about beer.
Yeah, I was right. 4.2.
I mean, if you drink 30 beers, depending on the person, in a really short period of time, you're gonna be pretty drunk.
Like, we're not in our 20s, and the one thing, and me and this gentleman have talked about this a bunch of times. The older you get, I don't think you metabolize, and even my wife says this, herself, keeps reminding me that I'm in my 40s. No, it doesn't metabolize like it used to.
The recovery is,
I can't. Yeah, the recovery's starting to get worse.
Long road.
Ugh.
It hurts a lot more.
It really does.
A lot harder to get the engine going the next day.
And I think that's why a lot of people say, "Oh, hair of the dog." If I drink another beer, but that's when I think again. If it gets to the point where you have to drink to make yourself feel better from the night before, then again, there's that problem. I think everybody needs to be responsible about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
like I've hair of the dog it. Like if you will have all right, like if you go to a wedding or some shit like that, or like a special occasion, or like a reunion, something like that. You usually drink the night before, you meet up, you hang out, and then you have your occasion to celebrate the next day. And it's like, holy fuck, man. Like, so I am like, all right. My thought is like not hair of the dog. It's more like, all right, I got to keep the fucking party going because when I crash, it's
over.
Yeah, it's over. I'm down. And then I have 2 or 3 days of solid fucking recovery before I can before I can eat anything.
But why would you want to feel like that?
I don't. I absolutely don't.
Exactly.
I don't think anybody really tries to. I don't think they intentionally go out to get. I don't think the intention always is to be, fucked up. And I know I can almost 100% guarantee that nobody says, dude, I want to feel like shit tomorrow, so I want to go and drink as much as possible. Maybe somebody that, drinks for the first time. because then they could turn around and brag about having a hangover the next day. You know, somebody that's under the age.
I fucking hate hangovers.
But hangovers suck. They
Oh,
really do.
they're
Dude.
fucking
Like
worse.
my ankles kill me, my legs kill me.
No.
I wake up, I don't want to eat, but I want to eat. You know, I'm hungry, but if I eat, I'm gonna
I'm gonna want to throw it up. Like, yeah, it's bad. I'm still looking for loopholes. I'm trying to find like that. I'm still trying to find that happy mix. The older I get, it's harder to come up with that perfect recipe. It's like, all right, I've hit 15 beers, 3 shots. That's my limit. For me, that'd probably be a solid limit. Which for a lot of people, that's probably too much.
But I will. But at the same time, would you agree? Well, to answer your question, is that too much? That's going to be all a matter of opinion, right there. I mean, it might not be too much for you, but that might be too much for somebody else.
Right.
I personally don't think. You know, if you got an alcohol tolerance, and you've seen me at my worst. I've seen you. Well, I don't know. Have we seen each other at our worst yet? I've seen us stumbling and mumbling, and but
oh, wait do you see my worst? Ooh, boy. Woo.
Fantastic. Speaking of, we've hit the hour mark. Cheers. As long as you have you don't mean, we all set goals, and sometimes we're able to keep those goals. Like, for me, ever since I got in trouble, I swear up and down I was going to be one and done. So what I normally do is, and there's been a couple times I've kind of strayed off. I will stop at midnight, and then from then on, I'm drinking like Mountain Dew, or I'm drinking water, or I'm drinking something. I definitely try to eat beforehand, because if you start drinking on an empty stomach, it's just failure every time. Every time.
Yeah, you're asking for it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you start on an empty stomach and try and put something in there, all it does is it quells it a little bit, but nothing beats putting food in your stomach ahead of time and then starting to drink. But the fun part is, and I'm going to say this goes for just about everybody. How many times have you and I gassed each other up?
Multiple.
Exactly. Like, there's those nights where you just go, we're only going to drink. Dude, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do shots tonight. And before you know it, you've already had a few beers. What's one shot going to do? Honestly, that one shot turns into 2. It all depends on, I think, the situation. Like, I'm going to bring it up again. Me DJing. Everybody's having a blast. Everybody's having a good time. We got people out there dancing. The songs, the jams are just flowing. Everybody, it's a good vibe. But then there's always going to be that one person. I don't think there's ever been really one time that we've seen it.
That Karen.
That, what's the male term, by the way? Does anybody know?
Douchebag.
For a female, it's Karen. What?
We'll call him Kevin.
Male term?
Kevin.
I like it. I've always referred to it as Kevin.
Yeah.
That's my kid's middle name. We can't do that.
No, we can't pick that. Never mind. I'm sorry. You're right.
Parenting
No,
fail.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
why did you think I had
Pick
it?
another one. All right.
You got like a Roger.
It has to be a K though.
Fair enough. Ken. We'll just call him Ken.
Ken,
There you
I
go.
like
There you
Yeah,
go.
Karen and
There you
Ken.
go.
that. Yeah, you're a true fucking Ken, man.
Yeah.
So hopefully, hashtag Ken. I don't know. I think they I've seen it referred to as male Karens, and it just
Mhm.
if we're decided, make sure that we have, hopefully that'll start trending. I'd like for people to look at that and go, Ken. We're gonna start calling him Ken.
Karens and Kens.
What's the frequency, Kenneth?
Right? Right.
I think, there is a point where, I think anybody, if you have to do it every night to cope, you got an alcohol problem. I'd even go as far as to say, if you've got to get absolutely annihilated every time you go out,
Hmm.
there's probably a problem there somewhere.
Right.
But like me, I don't look to get, even doing our shows, anybody that's watched, beer, tons of beer. We've gotten it down, we finally figured out, maybe full shots is not the best of ideas, because as funny as we are, we want to be coherent too.
Yes.
Yeah, I like liquor just for the taste sometimes, like a full shot of liquor and a half shot of liquor, it tastes the same to me, no matter how much is in it. If I'm gonna get blitzed, I'm doing fucking car bombs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If my drink has the word bomb in it, I'm going out because I know I'm not driving home. You know what I mean? And I want to, I don't know, be goofy. So. But there was times in my life where I had wanted to get fucked up because there were certain things going in my life that I wanted to forget that were happening. Probably the highly unresponsible decision, but that's where I was at that time. So there are songs out there say some drink to remember, some drink to forget. I've done both. I've probably done a slightly more to forget because you've had such a bad day or something's going on in your life that like you can't believe this is happening to you. It's like, what you're gonna do? Spend all day trying to fucking fix it. And if it doesn't fucking work, it's like, all right, I'm gonna try to just forget this shit ever happened, try again tomorrow. And that's what I've done. I've gone out, right? Or I've stayed home. I've gotten that bottle. I've gotten that 30-pack. I sat home, listened to music, picked up guitar, whatever. And I sat there and I just drank to forget. Because sometimes it's just too much. Life was just too much. And if I go up there and I lay in that bed, I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm not going to be able to sleep because I didn't fix my problem. Not that drinking all of this fixed things, but it made me forget long enough where maybe I'd start remembering what really mattered. You know what I mean? Like it helped me put shit in perspective, and it was up to me to remember the next day what drunk me had come up with. You know what I mean? Like I thought differently. Man, I think even sometimes I could say like I even thought clear, because just me and a bottle and my accelerated emotions, like Bill said, he's like, sometimes they bring out stronger emotions, the booze. And I've done that. I can't say guilty because sometimes that actually did fucking work. I'm like, I didn't fucking think about that earlier. Because, half the day I spent fucking talking myself out shit or asking someone else for their help or their opinion and them talking me into shit. But at the end of the day, all I needed was me, and I needed just me. And sometimes the alcohol did help that. I will fucking say 100% that the alcohol did have that. And that was drinking to forget, drinking to remember. Yeah, buddies of mine died and stuff like that. And you know what? The first thing, when any of my buddies die, I'm like, man, I would do anything just to sit down, have a good laugh, and a beer with them right now. So they're gone. So I sit down, I have that beer with them, but the only time they're only there in my heart and in my head at that point. So I've done that. I've drank to remembered, and that's why I can't say like alcohol's horrible. But yeah, I guess sometimes I did. Now that I think about it, and it's probably because I had 5 beers. Yeah, 5 beers. And yeah. Now I remember, that I have drank to remembered. I have drank to forget.
We just got confirmation that our 4th person will be on here shortly. I hate that he missed this conversation. I'd like to have heard his perspective on it as well. To go back to something you just said, you kind of hit on something there. You said that you did it because you couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I've had other friends, and it's not just alcohol they've used. They've had to, partake in other stuff to go to sleep. One in particular, though, had, swears up and down that they had to drink every night to go to sleep. Now, do you still have this issue, or do you
It's I like I'm a highly anxious person. Highly anxious, like, and thoughts just run through my mind. Like if I have one thing that wasn't finished that day, like, and it's crazy. Even if it was like I didn't mow the grass. You know, I think about that at night and that would snowball into something else. Oh, I forgot to do this, forgot to do this. And there I am. It's fucking 1:00. So for my anxiety, I do take medication, you know, and it helps me sleep. If I run out of this medication, if I run out of it, I'm fucked. Like legitimately fucked. I've tried doing it before where I've gone 3 days without the medication, but I've had to work the next day. So I'm like, all right, you can't fucking drink because you got to go to work.
right?
So then I forego drinking for sleep. So I can't sleep. So I will sleep 3 hours in 3 days without this anxiety medication. So there's been times I'm like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck. Like I'll sit there and I worked midnight. So I would have to drink during the day.
Right.
So it'd be like 8, 9 a.m. And I'm like, fuck, I really need to sleep. It's been 2 days. So I would drink at that point, it'd probably be 6, 7 beers and I would finally sleep. Like, and that's bad. That's bad. But that's where people with high anxiety, man, that they struggle with that. They have that issue. I am one of those. No shame in it. No shame in it. But like, if I don't have sleep pills, and I've tried like NyQuil and shit like that. Like I'll sit there and I will whack half a bottle of fucking NyQuil, you know, and I'm like, all right, that didn't fucking work. It just tastes like cherries, you know, like boo.
Melatonin and all that stuff.
Yeah. So the alcohol, it's because alcohol is a notable depressant. That is, and it could be liquor. Because if I drank liquor, I'd be like, all right, who wants to go party? Like, no, it would have to be beer, and I could drink a 6-pack of beer, and that would finally slow me down enough where I could sleep.
Because honestly, I'm one of those ones.
So how did you get through that? How did you get past that, or not, or you didn't?
Good question. Yeah, good question. I got a great answer. I double ordered my pills, so I don't run out. So I'm like up like they auto refill so long.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I don't like click the button or whatever to get them refilled, or I forget to refill them, so now they're on auto refill, and I'm a whole month ahead, so I won't run out. That's all I need. It's just Seroquel. That's all it is. It's quetiapine. It's a generic name, Seroquel. Take 2 of them bad bitches, and yeah, lights out. I might even talk in my sleep. Like seriously, dude. I can't go without it. It's crazy.
I don't know. I'm one of those ones that deal, especially more so now that I've been off work now for what, I went into surgery in April, and the only reason I'm off work is injury related. But I've noticed that like last time, it wasn't until later on in that I started having problems going to sleep. And now, it's been it started a little sooner, and I think it mainly because it, you know, the injury I had, you know, surgically repaired went with the original. I don't know. I've been told take melatonin. I've been told, you know, try this, but I'm one of those ones that, like, one of the reasons I can't sleep is my mind goes a million miles an hour. And a lot of times it's not even like, there's been times I thought about the show, you know, what can I do tomorrow? You know, we need to put more content, so on and so forth, you know. But then a lot of times I go back to like Sunday, because I went to bed like I probably went to bed about 8:30 in the morning, 8:30, 9 o'clock, somewhere in there. And like, I was just, I couldn't get events out of my head. And, you know, even on nights where that doesn't happen, I try to go to bed at a decent hour, and I try to get in there and sleep. Like, I mean, I'm just constantly something. And most of the time it's like,
I have a suggestion for both of you, actually, and for myself, actually, because it helps me. All those things that are keeping you up at night, those need to be the topics on your show. Because I guarantee everybody else has the same shit running through their heads at night. There are other veterans out there that have the same thoughts you do. I guarantee it. And I think you talking to those people will help you, not a counselor who has no idea, who's never been in that situation, and all they're doing is following the stupid shit that they're reading out of their book. I've been in therapy for years. I know. My therapist, I think, seeks my help more than I talk to her. But I give her more advice. It's crazy. So we talk more about her life than mine. But I think those need to be the topics that need to be discussed then.
It's a great
to help
idea.
everyone. Yeah.
You know what? You and I have actually talked about that before, and to hear somebody else say it, maybe it's time, whatever's on your mind. Maybe it's time to just, let loose a little bit. Yeah. I mean, we can use this. And the fact that we've got people coming on here, like, we got Rob on here. We've invited a few other people. Hopefully our boy Alex will be on here shortly. He says he is. That way we can have, a broader scale.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, honestly. And I think talking about your problems, it's both worked and not worked for me, because we'll talk about it and then I'm like my own worst critic. And that's one of the reasons why I very rarely, I do just for certain things, but I very rarely go back and watch the replays of our shows. Unless I think there was something that I've done completely, or, well, I'll even rephrase that. If there's something I think we've done that's been completely, off the wall, and I've gone back, but, getting out there and talking, I'm like, why didn't I, I think every one of us have had the situation where we've been in a conversation, we can't keep up with ourselves. And then later on you're thinking, why didn't I say this? Why didn't I, he said this or she said this. Why didn't I go back and, I should have said this.
Okay. Whenever you think that, though, when you're thinking that thought, think about that other person is not even thinking about that. So just try to push it out of your brain. Like that moment is gone past. Like no one's even, you know what I mean? Depending on how important it is, I guess. But try to think of that. Like how important really is this? Is this really gonna help anything by kicking myself for what I didn't say, or just find that person and say what you wanted to say.
Well,
what's the worst that can happen?
When you said kicking yourself, it's not always a bad thing.
Yeah.
So not kicking myself, but more like,
this would have been great if I said this. I know what you're saying. I get it. Exactly. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, we all do that.
Kicking yourself, but at the same time, I don't want people to think that, I beat myself up. It's just, there are certain conversations or situations I've been in that I wish I'd said something different, or, I get excited like, man, oh, you know what? Next time we talk, I can say this, or, so it's not always just beating myself up.
Yeah, but I get it.
I'm one of those ones. I'm one of the world's worst about later on after the fact. I try really hard to stay calm and, talk about what I want to talk about and say what I, actually mean to say. But then, I mean,
Yeah. I have a shit ton of fucking poor life choices and experiences. A shit ton. Our reason for this forum is to use our experiences. Bill's made a shit ton of fucking mistakes too. I still do them. It's to use our experiences, not to counsel, not to tell you what to do, but to relate. You know what I mean? I like to relate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna save all mine. I mean, I'll fire some up if I need to, but I got a couple magazines of poor decisions that I can fire off at any time
I'm going to
that I'm not afraid of.
Yeah.
If
And
you're cool
and
with
it doesn't have to be all poor decisions that like I'm like talk about. I just mean like stuff that bothers you or what keeps you up at night and
Right.
racing thoughts or whatever, and just past experiences. It doesn't have to be fuck ups. It could be anything.
Okay.
I'm gonna try something here if you're cool with this, since we're we got a chill thing going on, we got a decent show. I'm going to try and download a song because we were talking about doing this the other night and we didn't want to exactly, we were a little concerned. We can use Miss Robin here.
If it doesn't work, we'll be right back up and running.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to go ahead and try, because now that we can do this, I think it is time to do a little promotion that we're allowed to do this. You know what I mean?
Oh, we can do things.
Yeah. So let's see. If I go over here and I pull this up, do you still see me, Robin?
Yeah.
Cool.
How many fingers am I holding up?
I can't tell. It's too far away because I don't have anything zoomed in.
Because there is one thing I am
It's
definitely
like half
wanting to
screen. You better not have been flipping me off either.
Oh no, definitely not. Yeah, there was two
Okay.
fingers. I'll give you that much. Two
See-
fingers and two hands. I wasn't pinkying you.
do. So you were able to still see us even though I was doing all that?
Yeah.
I want to try one thing just for the fun of it. I don't think we're going to lose her, but let me know if you can still see us.
Okay.
Can you still see us now?
Yes.
Oh, this is.
Oh,
Oh,
shit,
there it is.
Oh.
oh. We got to thank Glick, man. He helped us out the other day,
Yeah.
So
I gotta find
I do
another
believe.
charger. I dropped half my charger block in my dog's water bowl. Now it's not working.
I literally dropped the TV remote
find
in my
one.
cup of coffee the other day, and it wasn't totally fully
Not
submerged, but the bottom of it was.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what we're gonna do. I want to take a small break for a second,
Okay.
and this will give us an opportunity to go ahead and this is how we can go ahead and do our bathroom breaks and everything. I'm thinking. So
Find
we were
charger.
not allowed to the other day play this song.
Oh yeah.
So I do believe it is time to go ahead. If anybody hadn't, missed it, we had an interview with a good friend of mine who is an up-and-coming country star. I'm not even gonna say star, is superstar, because I even learned quite a bit during that interview.
Sorry. Do you
So,
have a
Mr.
charger
Gary-
block?
Mr. Gary
that
Burke
goes- mine's not working.
came out with a
for some reason, or maybe, I don't know if it's
song
my plug
shortly
in
after the
head or
shooting.
Thank you.
And we're gonna do this
Okay.
on her for right now because she's
Charging.
Cool.
she's charging. We're gonna go ahead and mute her
No, I was
mic while
just
she's
trying to
talking.
find something.
Oh, never mind, she's back.
Sorry. I had to go get
So,
one off my
We're
son.
gonna take a small break. It's gonna be about 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes long. If you guys haven't heard it yet, this is Mr. Gary Burke's brand new song.
Mr. Gary Burke, our full and total support in everything you're doing, brother.
This is called Take It Back. Hope you guys enjoy.
There we
No, it ain't about the vote, it's all about the money. Breaking our back, share boots, stay muddy. Just trying to make a dime and keep it together. Paying them taxes ain't making things better. Taking our rights every chance they get. Never really thought it would come to this. They took that shot, thank God they missed. It's time we put a stop to this. This land is your land, my land. Bigger than a deep state island. Made with hard work in the heartland. Ain't nothing getting done without our hands. It seems like forever since we came together. This is all just part of the plan. This is your land and my land, and it's time to take it back again. It's a real small club and we ain't in it. It's getting real hard trying to make a living. Sending our cash right overseas while they forget about you and me. This land is your land, my land. Bigger than the deep state island. Made with hard work in the heartland. Ain't nothing getting done without our hands. Seems like forever since we came together. This is all just part of the plan. This is your land, it's my land, and it's time to take it back again. Our rights every chance they get. Never really thought it would come to this. They took that shot, thank God they missed. It's time we put a stop to this. This land is your land, my land. It's bigger than the deep state island. Made with hard work in the heartland. Ain't nothing getting done without our hands. Seems like forever since we came together. This is all just part of the plan. This is your land, it's my land, and it's time to take it back again. This land is your land, my land. Bigger than the deep state island. Made with hard work in the heartland. Ain't nothing getting done without our hands. Seems like forever since we came together. This is all just part of the plan. This is your land, it's my land, and it's time we take it back again. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good jam.
Let's go play again. This is on loop.
Breaking our back, share boots, stay muddy, just trying to make a dime.
All right. That was Mr. Gary Burke, Take It Back, and maybe someday I'll remember to take it off loop. Ugh. Not gonna lie, I took some opportunity to go out there and make sure I grabbed a quick bite myself. I can't sit here and say, hey, make sure you eat something.
I grabbed a quick glass of wine.
Oh, drinking during a drinking show, a bar show. Huh? Who does that?
Yeah, but this all got left in my Concord. It's about gone. It is gone now. I have some black raspberry left.
Well,
there's like so much crap in the fridge. All right.
As I was going in, I ran inside and was pleasantly surprised to find out that we got somebody else watching the show too. So I the music and everything, and excuse me. Just had to make sure I got back out here in time. Nothing burps better than Salisbury steak.
He sounds like Chef on South Park.
Earlier in the show, I had a little face peeking through the door. and she did not want to interrupt us. Just to let me know, unfortunately, by the time dinner was ready, we had already started, so I had to go in and try and do the real quick.
Fuck, I don't think I had Salisbury steak since fucking high school.
Mm.
It was like
Well,
it was
I
like
think I've ever
Thursday.
had it in my life.
Friday was French bread pizza. Thursday was Salisbury steak. Chicken nuggets were one of those days. And then
Don't forget the pizza. Don't forget the squared pizza.
French bread Friday. We
Oh
that's
yeah,
what we
you
had.
said French bread. Ah.
French bread Friday is what we had.
We had. I mean, you always don't forget the hamburger, cheeseburger. You know, there was always that day.
Filling day. Spaghetti. Yeah, spaghetti and meat sauce.
Oh, I gotta have spaghetti and somewhat meat sauce. You know, for me, lunches were fun. I think each school was different. Do you remember? Did you ever have Mexican pizza?
No.
Yours?
Not in school.
Oh God. The one school I went to, they had a Mexican pizza. I think it was like every Thursday. Amazing. You know what I found out? Now they have like Chinese. You know, I guess they have general. So they have really. Where the hell was all that? You know, we have.
It
ribs
depends on
now.
this. It really depends on the school. Like the school that my son was in is the poorest school on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. They all had free lunches, but like you wouldn't believe the menu. They didn't give them like anything good at all. It was terrible. Their food, terrible.
What about Slippery?
It's not
Remember-
fair. Slippery
remember
Rock
Slippery
was
Rock?
like, oh yeah, I no, that was like a grand restaurant compared to the school that he was in.
Fucking
Crazy.
Fat.
Yeah,
You know what's
well,
good?
no, I wouldn't. But yeah, no, we did. We had the salad bar. Like we had all kinds of shit. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember that.
Maybe I'm thinking of Pine Richland. I don't know. I might be thinking of
Maybe.
it when I left Slippery Rock. But no, Slippery Rock had decent stuff. I thought, I don't know. Everybody always wanted my chocolate milk. I never drank
Oh,
it.
you know, oh my God, we fought. Everybody fought chocolate milk. I mean, my
Yeah,
God.
I always gave mine up every time. I don't drink this stuff. It's
You want
gross.
to drink that?
There's
Tater
Marburger.
tots.
Sorry.
I think every school has tater tots.
Yeah. Let me get you a tray.
You know what's fun for me though? My last year of high school was literally, and I've alluded to this before, half a year for half a day. So by lunchtime, my day was over, and I was
For
afforded
like
the opportunity-
VOTEC?
No, I literally
Oh,
had to go.
I was
for
in
half- you know,
VOTEC, so I left.
like for me, I had to make up credits. When I left Tennessee and moved to Pennsylvania again, when I came back home,
Mhm.
and this is the second time I'd lived in Tennessee, there was a dispute between the schools.
Oh,
And long story short, the school I went to in Tennessee didn't send all the credits.
mm-hmm.
So I ended up
So
having
you
to
were
go.
a senior, but in a junior class.
Yeah. Had to go, my senior year was literally half a year for half a day. I was supposed to graduate. That was when I was away, but I graduated in 99. So for me, I got to actually leave, and you know, of course, at the time, because I lived in Portersville, I had to ride the bus back.
Yeah.
I got to go over to SRU every day.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I didn't want to go over there, you know, I had the opportunity to go to like McDonald's, Sheets, you know, something.
Yeah.
But I will say this much: for me, my senior year lunches, yeah, I'd go in real quick, grab a lunch there, but then the real food was over at the university.
Right.
tell you what, you wanna-
yeah,
you wanna talk
they
about
were
a setup.
amazing. Yes. Yeah, every one of them places over there. My sister went there, so we went all the time. Wise and Flu. That was, I think, the big buffet one.
The old flu, yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And honestly, that was back when, you know, Slippery Rock didn't have half the stuff that does. I mean, Slippery Rock's still one of those towns where if you blink, you're through it. You're done.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been there forever, but
It hasn't. I mean, it's the only thing that's changed is
Sorry.
like where the Sheets is at now. It's not right across the street from SRU anymore. Now it's down there by
Super Sheets.
yeah, they got a
Oh.
Super Sheets now. It's right there
Oh.
at the four-way intersection.
Okay.
Across the street is McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts. McDonald's is gone. It's Dunkin' Donuts now.
No, McDonald's
Really?
is still there.
Is it still there?
Dunkin' Donuts is where the old Sheets was.
Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts is now where the old Sheets was. There's Ginger Hill right across the street from that. So they've actually got a few bars you can go to there in Slippery Rock.
Yeah, no longer a dry.
And it's also
Oh, it's not a dry town now. Oh, wow.
No,
No.
you get a white girl wasted on the street. I've done it.
Good way
I'm
to
sure
put it.
you have, babe.
But the fun part is, like, they've got one of the world's best, in my opinion, Chinese restaurants right over there by the Giant Eagle now. And anybody
Is
in
it
the
number
area-
one China? Is it
No,
was it
it
number one
is-
China?
Nope, it is Katana's.
Oh, okay. Different.
Everything about, I mean, I've yet to have a bad food experience there. Absolutely love it. The kids love it. The wife loves it. I love it. Introduced it to my uncle. I mean, they even got a Thai restaurant there now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they have a good Thai restaurant. Yeah,
Thai.
yeah, down there on the main drag. They got local fucking breweries down there. Yeah, you can do it all, man. It's Sleepy Rock, man. It's a small city in a little space.
Ain't that? Oh, good way to put it. I like that. Small city in a little space.
Yeah. Well, when I went there, yeah, we had sheets and we had frat parties. That's what we had. There was nothing else to do. Except
Yeah,
get dog
my sister lived in Founders Hall, but it's not there now. They tore it down. And then
went
she
to
lived.
Founders. I was in
Yeah,
Founders.
she lived. Yeah, I stayed there with her a lot. And then she moved over to, I think it's called Campus Side, or it was those apartments. They were really nice. They were just like brand new. She moved over there
Yeah.
with another friend. But
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, familiar with that. Keister was where all the parties were. We didn't go over there. I was too young for that, but she didn't
Yeah,
go
I've
over
gotten
there.
a lot of trouble at Keister. Yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah, that's a bad one. Lots of people got in trouble there.
Montleone, I've gotten a lot of trouble at Montleone. Yeah, I made my mark. I made my mark in college. That's for sure.
I will say one thing about SRU, though. They the wrestling they've since gotten rid of the wrestling team just in the last couple of years, was actually they really strong. They competed with the best. They were ranked. Did you ever read, Steve, Sports Illustrated?
Swimsuit edition.
Just that, of course. No, there was always a little part in Sports Illustrated that was, they titled Signs of the Apocalypse, and they would take some obscure something that happened in the sports world that was just, kind of stupid. As, Vic would say, what the fuck news, And I remember it was probably about a year before I moved back up here this last time. SRU was actually featured on the ESPN Top 10.
Oh, that's cool.
No, it actually made it for football. One of their football
I was
games.
going to say, the
was
party
on
school
ESPN,
probably.
made the top 10.
IUP, the party school. At least it used to be.
I'm gonna have to give Steve a little bit of crap right now. I did that break hoping that that'll give us our opportunity to go out and do what we need to do, give everybody a chance to kind of refocus and everything. And he just, he just gave me the look through the window.
Oh, okay. I don't
Just hit
understand
the
what you're
one.
saying.
Well, obviously, with me being out in the garage, sorry about that. As of right now, there is no bathroom out here. So naturally, we're going to have to kind of go find our spot and do, what we need to do.
Do boy things.
I thought we would do that during the break, and
Uh,
it crept up on them. And
when
I'm
you-
just picking on you. Don't you dare!
when you get older, pee retention, like the time is so much shorter. Like when you're a
You're
kid,
not
when
old.
your
Oh
dad-
my
when your
God.
dad- they're like, you need to hold it. You can hold that motherfucker for like an hour if you need to. When you're
Yeah,
25, 30, you can hold it if you need to. When you're like 40, I don't know. What am I, like 39?
Bullshit. No, remember we keep it 100. Come on.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I probably hit like 42, and I'm like, oh my God. So I'll be at a ballpark or something like that, and I gotta pee. I'm like, oh man, I gotta go. I can't wait till the inning's over. I need to start my trek immediately. Like, and heaven fucking forbid there's a long line. When you're 44, you have like God's permission to cut the line. It's like cut the line, cut the kid off, like go. Like
Oh, look at the fat camera. There we go. That was.
Yeah.
I should have known better than that.
yeah. So yeah, the older you get, man, hangovers get worse, and the pee urgency gets quicker.
You know what? Truth be told, though, dude, you and I have been kind of bucking the system from like day one of our friendship. Trying, there was no going to find the smoking area back when I was a smoker at Heinz Field. There was, dude, we got this over here. There's nobody looking.
Yeah, you had the shook and jive, man. You had we were doing it, man. We found secret hiding spots in Heinz Field to smoke.
Dude, there was no secret to it. We found a spot. It was open. Obviously there's plenty of places to lean out, over the railing a little bit and just outside. And
we just could have played the dumb card, like, oh man, I didn't know.
I thought,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
my bad.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, here, we'll just do this.
Look it right off the side, right into a crowd of people. Like, Jesus, fuck, we suck.
Oh, those were some good times, dude. I'm telling you, the season's almost over. It's going to be here before we know it. We need to go and get a Pirate game in. I know we didn't get to go do the Phillies,
Oh, it's definitely in the cards.
but
Definitely in the cards.
we need to maybe even, now that we've got this, maybe even do a little live and, just from right there.
Yeah, old Paul Skeens went today. Today was the Skeens day. It is 0-0 in the fourth. And Paul Skeens over under on strikeouts was 7.5. He has 4 against the red hot Astros.
I'm sorry, that man is, if he doesn't make Rookie of the Year, or if he doesn't win the Cy Young, dude, honestly, the All-Star game truly showed how good he is. Now, granted, he started it. He didn't get, but he was the only one that did not allow any runs.
His nearest competition is Zach Wheeler from the Phillies, and the Yankees have already lit him up for 9 runs tonight. So,
Dude, it happens to all of them. Doesn't
looking
matter
good for
what
Skeens,
team.
but it hasn't happened to Skeens.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
He
he
got-
got rocked for 6 that one game.
I was gonna say he got lit. There's
He got
no.
lit.
Doesn't matter how good, dude. Pound for pound, Nolan Ryan was probably one of the best baseball players, pitchers to ever play the game of baseball. I mean, is that arguable? Yes. Again, just my opinion. And no, that's not the alcohol this time. I will always say that I feel Nolan Ryan was the best pitcher in baseball. And even he got, taken.
It's been a while since a pitcher sold out a baseball game, and every time Skeens pitches, it's sold out. Like, people go there to see no runs. People go to baseball because they want to see runs, they want to see homers, they want to see dingers. People are actually going to watch this guy strike every motherfucker out. Like, it's been a while since we had that.
Dude, he is scary good. And I tell you what, me and Connor were watching that last Thursday against, what was it? Oh, shoot. I'm trying to remember who. Might have been St. Louis. I think it was St. Louis. And dude, he was absolutely killing it. Even when he would mess up, they popped that one out of there on him. He turned around. That I don't think that man ever throws under 80 mile an hour. Even his curveball is a 90 plus. He is scary good, and I think that's what's kind of bringing back. It's definitely helping to bring back the popularity of the Pirates. People wanting to go see
But then again, there's going to be people like me that want to go see McCutcheon play at least once before he retires. I don't know what's going on with Oneil Cruz this year. I don't think he's playing for crap, really, personally.
He hits the ball with fucking vengeance.
Yeah, but he's also been making a lot of errors lately.
He's huge. He's like 6'5", 260 pounds, man. And he's like a shortstop.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a small man's job. That's not something for some Oneil Cruz's side, but he's still making it work. He's still pulling it off, man.
I will say this, though. I've said it a million times, dude. I am old school. It is hard for me to really get into, yeah, I'm still a football fan, but when I think about baseball, football, basketball, I can't help hockey. I can't help but think back. You said you said shortstop. You know who the first person I think of? Ozzie Smith.
The Wizard.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz.
That man, his famous backflip.
Yeah, he's a bad motherfucker, man.
It's just it's hard. I compare today's sports to yesterday all the time. There is no comparison. They played back then. They really did. You had heroes and superstars.
Mm-hmm.
Today you get goats.
You get the goats.
You know what? Here's a good one, and I'm going to throw this out to everybody that even if you watch it after the fact. Put Tom Brady on the Patriots back in the 90s. Is he still the GOAT?
We'll never know.
We'll never know, but think about it. Back then,
over Peyton Manning? Absolutely not.
Peyton Manning, oh my God. I remember. See, here's the fun part about living in Tennessee. I actually watched Peyton Manning when he was a Vol, when he played for the Volunteers. So, after that, it was T. Martin. He was the first person, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this, but T. Martin was the first Tennessee quarterback to beat Florida in the Swamp. They went to the national championship.
Peyton Manning's my GOAT, personally.
People are going to hate me for this one, but for me, I'm going to have to say Jim Kelly.
A lot of people are going to hate you for that one.
A lot of people hate me for that one. Well, Buffalo's also my secondary team.
Based on what, Bill? Based on what? The 0 Super Bowls he has?
Yeah, we'll go with that. No, think about it. He led that team to the Super Bowl. And to be fair, so did Peyton Manning. But the thing about, you say Peyton Manning was the GOAT.
Yeah.
How many times did he go to the Super Bowl? 3. No.
Maybe more than that.
4.
Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl with 2 different teams.
He went to the Super Bowl with Denver
and the Colts.
And
he won with both.
He won twice with the Colts.
And one with Denver.
No, once with the Colts and twice with Denver. Because he got lit up the first time he went to the Super Bowl. Like horribly lit up. And then he turned around and won it. He did win the Super Bowl with the Colts against the Bears.
Yeah.
And that was the only time they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And he won. Now, Jim Kelly, I'll give it to you. He got his team to the Super Bowl 3 times.
4 straight times.
4 straight times, 3 straight times, and they lost on the field goal, the kick.
I'll never forget that game. I was actually, at the time, I was rooting for the Giants. So the one time I root against Buffalo, they almost won it.
Super Bowls in a row consecutively came down to the kick. And they fucked it up.
They didn't. The kicker did.
The kicker did. Oh my God.
But then they went again, then it was the next year's Washington, which they didn't do very good against Washington. And then 2 back-to-back against Dallas.
Yeah.
Which in the 90s, Dallas was the dynasty team. In the 80s, it was the 49ers. In the 70s, it was the Steelers. And obviously, we know how the 2000s went.
Mm-hmm.
And now here we are. Now we got the Chiefs. But the difference between Peyton Manning and, was Peyton Manning good? Yeah. Is he ranked in some of the best to play football? Yeah. He had to get to the Super Bowl. The only thing that gets me about Buffalo is how do you be one of the most dominant teams, one of the best teams in the league, get to the Super Bowl and shit the bed like you did? That's my opinion.
Mine's Brett Favre.
I was going to bring up Brett Favre because at one point I feel I agree with that. I don't think anybody could compare to that man.
The gunslinger.
I still have my jersey. I have my Favre jersey in my closet. It's so old, but it's like brand new. looking.
Yeah.
After Jim Kelly, I said Brett Favre for the longest time, even though Greg Lloyd knocked him out.
Yeah.
During that famous, Pittsburgh Green Bay game. Greg Lloyd absolutely put him down. We got a little bit left before we.
Favre was a bad man. I'll give you that one.
And you know what? They both complained and loved him for. They said didn't matter if it was a screen pass. Anytime that ball left that man's hands, there was power behind it and there was speed behind it.
There was fucking flames.
Dude, he was a monster.
We threw smoke. Imagine being that receiver, man, knowing like, oh man, fuck, he's looking at me.
Right?
Oh God, no, Brett, not me.
Oh, let's not forget Randall Cunningham because everybody else has.
I haven't.
My favorite Eagle of all time.
There it was.
Favorite Eagle of all time.
Randall Cunningham. Now, see, I bring up heroes and I can actually put him in there. He had a crap team, but yet he was still able to get the ball in their hands. Randall Cunningham was a monster.
He was great.
But that was also Jim Kelly, Boomer Esiason, Randall Cunningham, Warren Moon. Do I keep going? Dan Marino, Joe Montana.
All those jerseys are still on sale because they're that fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we have today?
Dude, in 20 years, I'd be damned if I buy a Mahomes jersey.
I was going to say, do you think that might be one?
Yeah, he'll be there because Kansas City people are weird.
I think, we'll see Tom Brady. We'll see you'll see the ones that win. You know what I mean? Like that go into the Super Bowl and they've made a name. But as far as you still see Bruce Smith jerseys, Thurman Thomas.
Yeah. It almost sounds like you're a Bills fan, Bill.
I am.
You can't be a Bills and a Steelers.
That's
fan.
my secondary team.
Ooh. Fuck.
But then again, you still see Boomer Esiason.
That's got to be one of the things
Dude,
that keep you up at night.
you want one even better?
Yeah.
And I want to see if it's still there. I didn't have the money at the time. There was an Ickey Woods jersey at that sports
Ickey Woods
memorabilia shop over there at the outlet malls.
Mm-hmm.
They had an Ickey Woods jersey in there.
I would have gotten. I would have purchased an Ickey Woods jersey.
Dude, as much as I loved going to Cincinnati, the first year we moved up here, we met up with some friends, went to the Cincinnati game in Cincinnati. And the only reason we did that was because it was the halfway point for both of us. We went to a Steelers bar the night before. And, I got to meet, good old Tunch, and Wolfie and all those guys. You know what the highlight of my night was? Ickey Woods was there. I got to meet somebody. Everybody that, when we scored a touchdown playing football, it's a street ball, just a bunch of friends going out and having fun. We all did the Ickey shuffle. You didn't do the Neon Dion. You did the Ickey shuffle.
That was definitely back in the day, my friend.
And the thing of it is, he only played like 3 or 4 years before his knee fucking went out on him. He was a good dude. 2-hour mark. Do we give Alex that extra 30 minutes, see if he comes on, or
Let's get him in, man. Let's get him in.
I'll message him. Cheers. 30-minute overtime, people. I've said it multiple times. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. You know, I've had a lot of people say I never get notifications. Well, you kind of got to get on our page and start liking some stuff to get that, you know, algorithm going.
If you like, and once you subscribe, you'll get an email notification that we are live.
I did
mean,
not, and I'm subscribed to everything.
And that there, and Sarah said the same thing. She likes, she
Mhm.
subscribes, she follows. You hit the follow
I
button.
share everything.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have.
You
to hit
still
that
don't get
mark.
you know. Do you like everything though, or do you just get on there and
I do all of it.
wonder what gets the algorithm? You know,
But see, it worked before. No, because it was working before, and then all of a sudden it didn't send me notifications anymore. Because it did send them to me before.
You know what I just found out? I was looking it up
Oh,
today
good.
because I've tried that at everyone. You know, tag everyone,
It's not working.
and you saw it the other night. You know, I tried it. It takes you to some weird website. So I was looking it up today. And one of the things it says is if you have too many followers, I mean, what sense does that make? If you have too
Right.
many people on your page, that option's gone. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Right.
So we need to have X amount to do certain things, but if we have too many, we can't do other things.
Mhm.
Don't you love social media?
Fuck no, I hate it.
Mhm.
That's why we're on it.
That's why we're on it.
I hate it so much. We are.
That's right. You might as well join in.
You know what? You know what? Very few people know, though. They don't know we're on Instagram, and we are working on. We're gonna get a Twitter. It's well, it's not Twitter anymore. It's X, formerly known as Twitter.
Right.
Which I mean, I like it, but the one thing I have noticed about X is it's used more now for promotion of.
OnlyFans, baby.
There it is.
Woo! Now I know how to move on. I'm not getting as many views as I'd like. Yeah.
If nobody has ever seen one of his feet footage videos,
Yeah.
What?
Steve's got one of the most beautiful set of feet you've ever seen.
No, they're hideous. I look like a fucking ogre.
Dude, I looked at him for almost a week.
Yeah. If Shrek had feet, yeah, I have them.
Did we ever wear shoes one time while we were down there? I never did. I don't think we ever put on shoes.
Not often, only because we went into some stores. I think we had to.
I mean, we were wearing sandals, but
oh yeah,
we didn't
on shoes. Fuck no, nope.
That was just.
Kept them shits pristine.
I look forward to going back to the beach. Hogue life. Maybe sooner or later I'll have little brother get on here. Hopefully, you know he.
Oh, great dude. Good times.
Saved our ass.
All right, so let's dig deep here. We're gonna give Kay's theory a shot.
Okay.
On what keeps you up at night.
You want me to say that?
Yeah, if you would like to go first, because I'm like mentally, I'm like sorting through like a Rolodex right now.
Right.
So first one was something goes.
I don't know. For me, honestly, it's mainly because I'm pissed off about something and trying to figure out how to solve it.
But like what? Like what's the thing?
People, most of the time.
People. Someone's pissed you off.
Yeah. That's the honest to God truth. I mean, I'll sit down and think, you know, let's say, for example, you and I have talked about something and then we don't do it. Something comes up. It's like, you know, whether it be you, me, I'll either be pissed off at myself. Why didn't I do this? And then I'll just keep, you know, as I've said before, I will beat myself up. Or there's something that you've done that, you know, like, you know, why, you know, bottom line is, you know, and How about, you know, the other night, Saturday, that whole thing? I keep asking myself why, and what am I going to say when the time comes? You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
But then there's, you know, and it's not always just people. It's like, you know, what we've hit like a wall when it comes to this, and we're I think we're right there, and it drives me nuts that I can't figure out what is that common denominator that we're missing. And what's funny is, like, we originally said that controversy, and this goes to keep me up at night. We would have thought, well, controversy, you know, being overly drunk. That one video, our train wreck, did have the most votes, most views.
right.
That being said, the Gary Burke interview is taking the spot.
Right. We reached a large audience.
So why have I not? What is it we're missing? What are we not doing? You know, and then I sit there and I start saying, why haven't I gotten on there and pushed for more interviews? Why haven't I got on there, and why are we not, you know, are we not structured enough? Are we too structured? And is it, you know, and you know, I've actually talked about this. Is it me, you know, being too quote unquote conservative, being afraid of, you know, that famous word canceled? Maybe, you know, just let it, you know, this is all stuff that like just constantly. And trying to go to bed is the worst time for me, because that's when all my thoughts start just rolling through my head.
I think when we go to bed at night, that's when we take everything together and we process it, man. We're putting in like our bedtime blender. You know what I mean? And then we're coming up with some shit. It's like, oh well, and then you have the dreaded, well, what if? That's the fucking worst.
That's the one. That's the one for me, is the what if.
Oh, I'm like, you motherfucking what if? Go back in the closet with the rest of the fucking monsters, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not cool with the what ifs, man. But I am guilty. I do it. And like, the older I gotten, like I'm like, all right, you know what, Steve, you can what if shit to fucking death, but whatever happened. You know what I mean? Like suck it up, own it, move on. And I think a lot of people get that way when they're older, and you know, we have a lot more of a fuck it mentality. Like I see old people drive me absolutely fucking batshit. I work with them part-time on a basis, and they are the most fuck it people I have ever met in my life. They could shit themselves in the middle of Walmart. I'm like, and seriously,
What are you going to do about it?
yeah, well, fuck it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Grandma, like, holy fuck. Like, I'm going to be that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm not going to shit myself in Walmart. I hope not. If I do, it better be next to the Depends.
Me, I wait until I'm in your car and do it on the way back from the bar.
Yeah. But like laying there at night and like what ifing and having a thought tracing and having using that time to process, where it's just you and your worst enemy, which is usually your mind, because the one person you can't lie to or bullshit or pull like the cover over their eyes, it's yourself. I mean, I got a bill right now, and you know, then I'll go home later and I'll feel guilty and I'll be like, man, I wish I could have fucking tell them I fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. Like, you still have to tell yourself the fucking truth at the end of the day.
Right.
And then therein lies the wheel starts spinning. For me, I'm in the same boat with you. Honestly.
Yeah. And then guess what? It's something else. It's like, so bring your other friend in, you know, Bills, or, you know, like, I don't know, the dog shit on the floor or something like that. Like, it's like, oh well, and then it just snowballs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Chicago Cubs suck. I'm gonna throw that in.
Well, I
Fucking blow. I hate the Cubs.
Pirates beat the Phillies 2 out of 3 games.
Yeah, well, the Cubs can't even beat their own dick. I'm telling you, they're so fucking bad. So fucking bad.
You know, I do have to ask. We've talked about this before, but never fully went into it. And we'll go with Robin's idea here. And you've said multiple times, like, you know, the driving. the the Walmart and the don't give a fucks. You keep saying old people.
Mhm.
And you explain this to me. Well, let's figure this out. Why is it always just old people when in my mind I've seen it old, yeah, especially today. The young punks out there today.
Okay.
Here's a good strong case in point. Like Connor, the other day, him and I were on our way. We were doing a little road trip, and he was absolutely just like, I mean, he was me. He was that pissed off on the road, and most of the time, there's some punk in a car, cut you off. Don't give a shit. The ones posting the videos are all young kids, all the ones that are like, they're instigating, so what is it about, is it just old people with you, or is those are the ones that just piss you off the most?
And they piss me off the most because for some reason I feel like I deal with them the most. But young kids, I think there's a certain amount between the both of arrogance, ignorance, and entitlement. Like older people, like they think they're entitled to shit in the middle of Walmart because I'm 60 years old, I've done it, I've built this country, or whatever the fuck their fucking theory is. I'll tell you in 20 years. And I'll tell you like old people are right. In 20 years. I'm like, yes. Without shitting in Walmart. Now, old people think they know everything because they've lived it. Young people think they know everything because they're fucking young people. They're teenagers. They think they know everything. So that gives you a sense of arrogance, ignorance, and entitlement. And it's those three things put together in your bedtime blender that piss me the fuck off, because they can go out. Oh, this drives me batshit.
Go ahead.
All right, McDonald's, man, just fucking McDonald's, right? The signs are very fucking specific.
Yes.
Enter, exit, and then some McDonald's have that third one for an enter. So if I'm turning into that enter, it does not say exit, and there is someone exiting, I'm out for blood.
Yeah, I'm
you and I are eye to eye on that one.
Like
all day.
if I had my chicken nuggets already, I would be slinging chicken nuggets and sauce packets in a heartbeat. I'd be pulling in, and God forbid their window is down, I'd be dropping them right fucking in there. I hope my fries are fucking hot.
I make sure my car is in their way, and you can't pull in this way. Keep going. Not moving.
See, for me, my sense of entitlement back when I was, in my early ages was, obviously if what you're saying is pissing me off, you've got to be wrong. So I'm going to do the opposite. And that's where and here's where I got to go different with you. Like, as I got older, I think back to a lot of the stuff that my dad said. I always thought, and my dad was, notorious for poking pushing those buttons. He would, he knew what pissed me off, and he would do it. Not all the time, but if we would start to get into it, that's what he would do. So, do you think maybe it's not so much? After saying that, maybe it's not exactly a sense of entitlement, maybe resentment. Maybe the younger generation, maybe we say it too much. Back in my day, which I am notorious for saying.
Back in my day.
You think maybe, and maybe do you think it's like worse? It's definitely worse today than it was back then. Maybe the older people might be looking at it as, look what we've done. We built this up, and you guys are like squandering it. You think maybe that's a possibility? That's the way we're force fed a certain agenda. So, as we've said before, controversy sells. and maybe it's just working against all of us. That's why the kids today are wanting to rebel more.
And because we can't smack the shit out of them. True story.
This is true. As many times I've threatened my kids, I'm gonna, I want to. For the longest time, I always thought I was going to be against it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the dark side of that type of punishment.
Yeah.
But I swore up and down I never would. And, like I said, the older I got, sometimes you have to. Now, there's a certain stopping point. Each generation, you can't do what you did back then. But usually when I talk about like back in the day, I say it again, malls, arcades, street ball.
No cell phones.
No cell phones, and maybe it's just, here's another way to look at it. We spoiled these kids. They're spoiled. Online shopping.
We didn't spoil them. Society did. Society did. Rules and regulations did. Like, I would love sometimes to give my kid a good crack, but I can't. I would love to take that cell phone, but even if like taking a cell phone, it's like you're taking a lung. Like, you can't fucking do it. You're taking liberties away and shit.
Well, so I think cell phones did destroy us all, and let's be honest, dude. You and I spend most of our day on the phone too.
Oh, dude, I would die without my phone.
You're looking at sports. I'm looking up, movie clips or videos or
Well, it's because
I don't get on TikTok. That's for damn sure. I can't stand TikTok.
Yeah, I still don't know how to use that shit. Well, the whole world has become digitized.
Thank you, sir.
So, which makes the cell phone like completely, like a legitimate like piece of your life. Like,
it's a necessity at this point.
yeah, I haven't bought a real alarm clock in years because I have that in my cell phone. I haven't bought a real calendar in years because I have the cell phone.
Would you like
a camera, a real fucking camera, I haven't bought, like, because I have a cell phone. Like, I have it all right there and it's in my pocket. Like, it's a luxury.
See, that's a good point right there. I like that. We're using a laptop. We're using the computer, the computer laptop. We're not updated enough that we actually have a camera yet. But I believe we have a viewer on here right now that is going through their phone.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Right.
honestly,
Yeah.
at this point,
I don't even have a computer. I'm poor, man. I don't got no computer.
I bargain shop for my laptops.
Yeah.
There's part of me that wants to, I think we have to update. I mean, there comes a point where you kind of have to keep up with what's happening. But,
Mhm. I guess
for,
no,
like,
I don't keep up with shit.
for doing this right
So
now,
old-fashioned.
right now. Now, granted, I still say this, and at some point, I'll be able to motivate, somebody to actually building a sound room with me.
Well, motivate the fucking Cubs.
Back to the Cubs.
Fucking boy.
But sooner or later, I mean, it'll get there. I think that's the other thing. I think lack of motivation, really. There is life. Life happens. We preach this all the time. But I think there comes a point where, like, even me during the day, I mean, I don't know how many times I've had my kids say, "Here, I want to go outside and play. Let's go do this. Let's go do this." And I'm just kind of like, I just woke up. For a second. Let me look something up for a second. And then before you know it, you just kind of, in essence, you talk yourself out of it.
You know what I'm kind of hoping for? Get a little political, briefly.
Run it.
My belief is, right, we're on an election year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just waiting for something catastrophic to turn up. So I would not mind if the internet crashed for a week, or like if cell phone towers were off for a week. I mean, there would probably be chaos. You know, nobody would go to work. But so what do you do then? That gives you a reason. That gives you a reason to sit in that living room or get closer to family. You know what I mean? Like, and I think America as a whole, maybe the fucking world as a whole, like needs that week where cell phones just get shut the fuck off. You know what I mean? You'll if that person's close to you, you know where they live. You can go there. You can see them. You can knock on a door. Nobody knocks on my door anymore. Seriously.
Call bullshit on that one. How many times have I?
All right, you're the only one.
Okay. I was about to say there's one person at least.
You're the only one, but like
nobody knocks on my door either. It's okay. Don't feel bad.
And
Or to be fair, you just came back to.
It don't matter even at my other house. Nobody knocked on my door for 11 years. So,
but I don't know. Maybe the world could use a fucking reset, man. Like just without the fucking phones. Our best day in the banks was without phones. Like when my
I don't
phone
know.
when my phone is dead or I lose and I can't find it, I'm the busiest person in the world. I get so much shit done. I get 2 times as much shit done when I can't find my phone. I mean, granted, I spent half the day looking for the motherfucker, but
I was gonna say, how often does that ever happen?
more than you know. More than you know.
9 times out of 10, it ends up either in my car or my garage.
Yeah. And I have a backup for that reason.
And then I get the random text message.
Yeah, I have 2 cell phones, one for when I do lose my phone because yeah.
So you have a cell phone to cover your cell phone loss.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna deny it. I 100% agree with that. I think we've lost touch with,
Lost touch or lost connection?
both. I think it's one and the same, honestly. Touch, connection.
See, I have a completely different point of view.
Uh-oh.
Bring it.
Run it.
Yeah. This
Okay, don't no cliffhangers. Come on.
okay. My phone has been literally my lifeline for recent times, I'll say. Because for a long time I really couldn't even be on my phone. So once I was able to, like now I'm on my phone all the time, I think, because that is my only connection to everybody.
All right. Could you do it? You did it for at least 18 years back in the day. I mean, you might have got by with a pager, but you've done
That's
it
not what I'm
before.
saying. I know I can do it. That's not what I'm saying. I see it differently because coming from someone who wasn't constantly on their phone or talking to anybody on their phone, and then you're able to, and that has been my only connection to the world, I guess, or anybody outside of my household.
So let me ask you this.
In essence, it actually saved me from a lot of things.
Go ahead.
I was going to say,
If I wouldn't have had that connection, I would still be where I was at. It's always going to come back to that because that's the biggest thing in my life right now. So
If you didn't have us, yeah.
So let me ask you
I wouldn't
this.
have had any of this, yeah.
So if we all say we have friends, and it like you said, knocking on somebody's door, so on and so forth. I mean, I've got, a few people I can legit call really good friends. How many times, like he said, have you actually gone over to somebody's house? Somebody that you considered a friend. How many times have you actually gone over there and knocked on their door and said, "What are you doing?"
If I would have had friends, then yeah, I totally would have went. I didn't have any.
So you're
friends.
telling me, okay? So if you let's just throw this one out here. Here's a good one. If you lived here right now,
For sure. No,
I wouldn't need my phone. I could care less of if I'm with people that I care about, I wouldn't care about my phone. No.
So you
I
live,
agree
you
with
know,
you.
because him and I literally live on I live right in the middle of town. He lives on the opposite end of town. If you lived on the other end of town, opposite of us, you think you honestly still would get out there and go knock on somebody's door?
Hell yeah. I wouldn't need my phone. Yeah. I mean, you'd need your phone, obviously, but yeah, I would. Yeah. Why? That'd be the best thing is living near people that you know and have friends. And that's the whole point.
Because honestly, like for me, you know, and I can legit say I'm that guy that has knocked on his door because I've tried the, you know, dude, what are you doing? Well, I'm busy. Oh, I don't know. You know,
Right.
and then
You just
literally
go.
one day,
Just go.
I said, F it. I went right over to his house, and lo and behold, he
Yeah.
literally was pulling in at the same exact time right behind me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it's something I instill in, like, you know, my kids, you know. Unfortunately for my youngest, out on this end of town. Now, my oldest, on the other hand, you know, I keep telling him, like, go play basketball, get out there, and you know. And honestly, yeah, I think cell phones, I think internet's another big one. And I know you're a DoorDasher, but I'm sorry, DoorDash, online shopping, all this crap. I think you need to get away with that. Everybody wants to use, you know, as Gary Burke said, the C word. I'm going to say it. COVID really fucked a lot of stuff up for people. And as much as everybody wants to bitch about it, how's come nobody is doing different? You know, because honestly, I think we would get better if we would actually get out there and go shop, if we would get out there and go visit, if we would get out there and go to the ball games again, you know, because we can bitch about it all day long. Everybody loves to bitch, but nobody wants to step up and do it.
Yeah.
My newest niche is we like to go mini golfing. I've renewed a love for going out and just doing putt-putt golf. How much fun is that?
No,
honestly?
that is really fun. I've always actually wanted to have my own course for people to come and do that. Like have a little ice cream stand and then you have your mini golf. I've always wanted that. There was one in Saxonburg, right on Main Street, well, off Main, whatever, Saxonburg Road. And I wanted that place so bad because it was so like, they didn't do any updates, and I had so many ideas for that place. It's probably still there, but I've always wanted to do that and make one like the movie Overboard when they make the mini golf place. That's so cool.
Actually, there's one right over here, you know, just a mile up the road from my house, you know, and it's nothing like special, but it's fun.
No, who cares?
It really
it's
is.
Fun. Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
they're so fun.
I'll bring back up the OBX. We made it a point one night to go out, and it was competitive, but it was a fun competitive.
Yeah.
Of course, Steve had to ice his balls afterwards, but
I heard.
The competitiveness took that extra step, and but on that note. I think we've hit that point, homie. Anybody got a final thought they want to give? What you got, girl?
Well, we were talking about thoughts that keep you up at night. I don't know. You went.
So, go ahead and what's your final? You know, give us some advice on that. What do you got?
I mean, I have a whole lot of things, I think, and I guess it's always about future stuff. And
worry.
Like, yeah, I worry a lot, for sure. I've had generalized anxiety disorder for many years, but I don't take anxiety medicine anymore. I took myself off of that, took myself off antidepressants. So it's been like a year now almost. So I have to deal with it in other ways. And sometimes that's why I don't sleep. That's why an insomniac. I'm up all night, and it's all I do is think. And I am an overthinker for sure. I'm sure some people know this about me already. But I will sit there and I will have conversations with myself all night long about, I don't know, I'll play through every scenario I can think of and try to. But then I had to tell myself, I'm like, this shit's not even happening. Stop. Like, that's not even happening. Like, just stop. So you literally have to tell yourself to just stop it. And it's really hard. So I just listen to music. Sometimes I just fall asleep with my headphones in and I have my music on. But
So to summarize, what you're saying is find a way to be that slump. Find a part, take those negatives and find a positive way to fight it.
mm-hmm. You have to tell yourself, like, is this really happening right now? Like, is that really what's going on? And
I think it's like arguing with myself, like the fact that like I can't lie to myself to make myself feel better, like, and I know it's gonna be there the next day, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna wake up, and you know what? When I finally do fall asleep, I'm gonna wake up the next day, and like those thoughts are still gonna be there. It's
right.
Like, until these things are fucking fixed or procured. Like,
yes,
the fuck? What the fuck am I gonna do?
And I do that too. I'm like, why don't I just say something and then get it over with and like figure this shit out? But
dude, I would love to fucking load all my fucking skeletons, man. Seriously, I tried the whole thing where like I put a piece of paper by bed or whatever, and like I write shit down like when I woke up, or like if I had like a dream, because when you have dreams, like dreams have certain meanings and shit like that.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, if I'm sitting there, riding a unicorn over fucking Mount Olympus, like, what does that mean? And I mean, Google really, it does give me an accurate.
I'm sorry, that image is just going through my head right now.
What, me riding a unicorn over Mount Olympus? Yeah. You should see the toga I'm wearing when I'm doing it. Yeah, it's killer. Killer neon green toga. It's real weird.
There's rainbow coming out of the unicorn's ass.
Yeah. And then I'm like, man, am I fucked up? But the rainbow should be coming out of my ass.
How about you, brother?
So anyway, you keep the paper next to you and you don't use it, or what?
I tried it, but then there was a part of me that didn't want to write it down, or I couldn't remember, or something else would hit me.
Yeah.
Before I wrote down the first one, I got hit with a second one, and then you know what? I'm just happy to be tired enough to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, my handwriting is dog shit when I'm awake. You should see it when I'm asleep.
I've read it.
Yeah.
Even trying to, like, Steve, what's it say? I don't know.
I read in shorthand.
What's your final thought?
I got none because I don't want it to keep me awake. Thanks, Robin, for coming out again, as always.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just fun. I'm just gonna kind of elaborate on what she said. Instead of beating yourself up and bitching about it, I think the only way we're going to move forward and make things better, I mean, it's going to be up to us in the end. Really, I mean,
not always. You have to let other people in. You have to, because
that wasn't what I said at all.
That's no, I know, but I'm saying, but anybody who doesn't, you have like that. I really think it helps. You might not have the same exact problems, but they're all the same feelings in the end. Same anxiety, same panic, everything. It's just different things.
Noted.
Point taken.
Oh, share the word. Let's get some more likes and subscribes so we can do some more shit. And
need that 100 followers on Facebook and 50 subscribers on YouTube, and we'll just keep going from there.
Yeah, we're shaving those hairs and buttholes in no time.
Oh, good lord!
Oh my god!
Let's not forget our boy. Quick shout out to our boy Steve's Diesel Shop LLC. short version of it is, if you got any questions, any thoughts, or you need anything diesel, this gentleman will put you back on the road. He'll get you where you need to go. That number is 724-269-0477. If you're in the Mercer County or any of the surrounding county areas, like I said, this gentleman, he'll get you where you need to go.
And please feel free to still probably jump on. They're over there till about 10 o'clock at night on the Nonsensical Network talking about men and their mental health, man.
Oh, Men Caring for Men. Let's not forget about
Yeah,
Glick and,
yeah.
you know,
Glick's a great dude, man. Him, Jeff, Gay Man. They got some
Man.
yeah, a gal from Ireland, man. They have some great content, man. They're a lot of fun to listen to and just watch, man. Yeah, please check them out.
On that, here's our last shot for the night. Cheers.
Thanks again, Kay.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, what we say on here, everything we say is opinion. But then again,
It just might be the alcohol talking.